How's it going? Monday, July 3rd, 2023. Wrote a book, Baseball's Top 5 Player List. This video, singles, base hits, singles. Which baseball players in the 151 years of baseball history, 1871, 2022, which players made the top 5 leading both the American and National League in singles? Did you know that as far as career stats, Pete Rose had 3,215 singles. He had over 4,200 hits, but just singles by themselves, one base, 3,215. Ty Cobb had 3,053. Eddie Collins, 2,643. Cap Hansen, 2,614. And Derek Jeter, how about that? 2,595. Did you know who had the most in one season? Ichiro Suzuki had 225 singles in the 2004 season. Willie Keeler, 206. Ichiro in the 2007 season had 203. Lloyd Wainer, 198, and Willie Keeler again, 193 in 1897. So those are the record holders. But how about what I wanted to look at was the top 5, combining all the players who played in the American National League. Take both leagues, top 5 in singles. And I did that through 1871 through 2022. Do you know who made the top 5 the most? Ichiro Suzuki, 12 times between 2001 and 2012, made the top 5, sometimes number 1 position, sometimes number 2, 3, 4, or 5 position. But the top 5, he did it 12 times. Willie Keeler also did it 12 times. These guys are proficient in getting a base hit, a single. Not doubles, not triples, and not homers, just a single. And they made the top 5. Derek Jeter 11 times. Ty Cobb 11 times. Doc Kramer, not in the Hall of Fame. He did it 10 times. Pete Rose, 10 times. Eddie Collins, 10. Juan Pierre, not in the Hall of Fame, 9 times. Tony Gwynn, 8 times. Nellie Fox and Richie Ashburn also did it 8 times. Cap Hansen, Jesse Burkett, Maury Wills, not in the Hall of Fame. Lloyd Wainer, no. Hansen, Burkett, and Maury Wills, 7 times. Lloyd Wainer, George Sisler, Lou Brock, Rod Carew, and Kirby Puckett, 6 times, top 5. And then the rest of these guys, 5 times. Hugh Duffy, Kurt Flood, not in the Hall of Fame. Matty Alou, not in the Hall of Fame, 5 times. Wade Boggs, he's in the Hall, 5 times. Billy Hamilton, 5 times. Clyde Milan, way back, old school, 1911, 5 times. Roberto Clemente, 5 times. And Deacon White, 5 times. So this book that I wrote, I was so curious to find out which baseball players excelled in their profession. Who stands out? And I did that in all these categories that I covered. I've already done videos on home runs, batting average, runs scored, runs batted in, triples, and doubles. This video, I focused on singles. What do you think? What do you think of these guys? See, there's a lot of guys will make the top 5 in singles for a season, but to do it multiple times shows that they're better than other players as far as baseball. And I focused on guys who did it 5 times or more, not just once or twice. How about that? Ichiro Suzuki, what a player. 2001 through 2012, 12 times. He has over 3,000 hits. You know, he played in the Japanese league. I don't know how many years it was. I think it was 6, 7, or 8 years there. Then he decides, I want to come to America and play in the major leagues. So in the Japanese league, he gets over 1,000 hits and gets some batting titles. Comes the American League, 2001, and he plays. I better look this up just to be accurate, okay? This guy is incredible. It really is. Ichiro Suzuki. Let's look him up. Ichiro. I've got him on Baseball Reference. Got him. This is interesting. Look at this. He comes over in 2001. He's 27 years old. He plays until he's 45 in the major leagues in America. So before that, he played in the Japanese league, right? I think 7 years, maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 years. Don't have his record there. But if he starts at 27, so you got to figure that in the Japanese league, he started playing maybe 18, 19, or 20, right in there, and collects 1,000 hits. Comes to America, 27 years old. His first year, he gets 242 hits. Incredible. And bats 350. Then he proceeds to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in a row over 200 hits. One year he had 262 hits, which broke the record that George Sisler had, 257 for Sisler, right? So he has 10 years in a row from 2001 to 2010, 200 hits every year. Then 2011 gets 184 hits, which is pretty good. Then tails off 178. Finishes his career here in the United States, with 3,089 hits. 1,000 hits in the Japanese league, 3,000 hits in the American League. So he has over 4,000. I think he had more than 4,200 hits, because I don't know how many he had in the Japanese league. If you want me to find out, I think I could find out. Here he is. Let's see. Yep. 1,278 hits in the Japanese league. Then he gets 3,089 in America. So 3,089, 1,278. Ichiro Suzuki's total hit total for both the Japanese and the American League, 4,367. That breaks Pete Rose. But, a big but, Pete Rose is still the all-time hit king, because he did all his hits in America, 4,256. And that's what Baseball Reference recognizes. You can't count the minor league hits, and you can't count the Japanese league hits. But just to prove that what a player Ichiro Suzuki is, 4,367 total hits playing baseball. Ooh, how about Willie Keeler? He did it 12 times. Willie Keeler, 1894. How many career hits did he have? He had 2,500 career hits, 340, over 340 batting average career. Keeler has a better batting average than Suzuki. Suzuki, he had, what was his career batting average? Let's see. Career batting average, 311. Whereas Keeler, 340. What was Keeler's career batting average? I'll put him in here. Willie Keeler. 341. Yeah, I was right. These two guys, they can lay claim as being the best in baseball history as far as getting singles, because they made the top 5 12 times. Jeter and Cobb 11 times. We know Cobb has over 4,000 hits. Jeter has 3,400 hits. These guys they can lay claim to getting base hits. How about Doc Kramer, Pete Rose, Eddie Collins 10 times? Pete Rose, 4,000 hits. You know, Pete Rose is number 1 as far as all-time singles career. Of all the players who ever played, Pete Rose had 3,215 singles, number 1, as far as anybody who ever played baseball. Ty Cobb, 3,053. So Cobb came 200 short. Rose had a lot of doubles, but Cobb had more triples. Rose and Cobb had similar stats in home runs. Cobb, over 700 doubles, so does Pete Rose. Cobb had over almost 300 triples, whereas Rose had about 100 or so. So that's why Pete Rose beats Cobb in singles. These other guys can take note. Juan Pierre didn't make the Hall of Fame. He did it 9 times, top 5 in singles. Gwynn, Fox, and Ashburn 8. Hanson, Burkett, Maury Wills 7. Lloyd Waynard, he beat out his brother Paul Waynor as far as singles. Lloyd Waynors. George Sisler and Lou Brock, Rod Carew, and Kirby Puckett 6. And then you have Duffy, Flood, Alou, Boggs, Hamilton, Milan, Clemente, and Deacon White 5 times. These are the guys, top 5 in singles. I thought it was interesting research looking them up. Next video, total bases. We'll see who landed in the top 5 the most, and who can lay claim as far as total bases as being number 1. Thanks for watching here. I'm out.